your teacher made you tutor the star basketball player. My professor called me to her office and said, "You're tutoring Marcus Rivera. He needs to pass or he's off the team for the season." My first thought was, I don't have time for this. Before I could object, she showed me his test scores on her laptop. All D's and F's with an occasional C-. He needs someone patient who won't give up on him. You'll get extra credit plus a recommendation letter for medical school if you do this. The bribery was definitely working. Marcus was campus royalty, always surrounded by teammates, always rushing between practice and games. He's desperate to stay on the team. One semester, that's all I'm asking. The offer was too good to pass up, so I agreed to meet him. Finding him waiting outside the math building was surprising. I walked over with my calculus textbooks. "Hey Marcus, ready to tackle some calculus?" He looked up, relieved, his gym bag sliding off his shoulder. "You actually came?" When I nodded, confused, he explained that 2 tutors had already bailed on him. They probably figured I was a lost cause. The first session, Marcus kept writing down everything I said frantically. "Slow down. I need to get this exactly right." I watched him redo the same derivative 3 times. "It doesn't need to be perfect." He shook his head stubbornly. "Yes, it does. I can't lose basketball." We spent 2 hours on basic function rules. Marcus made flashcards for every formula. "Power rule, bring down the exponent," he recited while pacing around the study room. His determination was unexpected. "Most people think I'm just here for basketball," he admitted, "but I actually want to understand this stuff." The third week, we met after his practice at 9 p.m. Marcus showed up exhausted but focused. "Sorry, coach kept us late running drills." He pulled out 2 energy bars from his bag. I grabbed extras from the training room. We worked through integration problems while eating. Marcus kept asking questions that showed he was really thinking. "Why does the derivative of x squared equal 2x, but the integral goes back to x squared plus c?" I explained the fundamental theorem and watched understanding click on his face. "That actually makes perfect sense." He fist bumped me impulsively, then pulled back, embarrassed. "Sorry, I get excited when math finally clicks." I tried to focus on the next problem, but kept thinking about how genuine his excitement was, which was ridiculous because it was just enthusiasm for calculus. By week 4, our sessions had evolved. Marcus brought his game schedule and pointed to dates. "Can we study around these? I want you at the home games." He slid tickets across the table. "You don't have to come," he added quickly, "but you're kind of my good luck charm now." My stomach flipped and I fumbled with the tickets, nearly dropping them before managing to say yes, trying to sound casual like my heart wasn't doing backflips. I went to every game. Marcus would scan the crowd during warm-ups until he found me and nod with his huge grin. His teammates started recognizing me. "You're the math wizard," one said. "Marcus won't stop talking about how smart you are." The night before his midterm, we pulled an all-nighter in the empty library. Marcus was solving problems faster than I could check them. "The answer is -8/3." He looked at me for confirmation. When I nodded, he jumped up. "I'm actually getting this stuff." Around 2 a.m., he started getting loopy from caffeine. "If calculus is the study of change, what happens when you differentiate feelings?" I laughed nervously. "What?" He turned red. "Nothing. Ignore that. I need more coffee." We took a break walking around campus. Marcus talked about his childhood, how his mom worked 3 jobs to pay for basketball camps. She never cared about grades, just scholarships. He kicked at gravel on the pathway. "You're the first person who expects me to be smart too." I wanted to tell him he was brilliant and hardworking and amazing, but instead I just walked there like an idiot, completely tongue-tied. 2 weeks before finals, our study sessions had become something different entirely. Marcus would sit closer than necessary, our shoulders touching. "Is this right?" He'd ask about problems he definitely understood. I'd catch him looking at me instead of his notes. "Focus, Marcus," he'd grin. "I am focused." His teammates started calling me his calculus girlfriend. Whenever I showed up to games, Marcus never corrected them. I never corrected them either. The day of the final, Marcus texted me every hour. "What if I blank out completely?" I met him outside the exam room. "You know this material. You've worked harder than anyone." He grabbed my hand suddenly. "Wait for me after." 2 hours later, he emerged looking stunned. I knew every single question. Everything. He was practically bouncing with excitement. When the results came back, Marcus sprinted across campus to find me. "I got a B+. He crashed into me, waving the test paper. My first B ever in math. I suggested celebrating at the campus coffee shop. Marcus agreed immediately. "Yes, this definitely deserves celebration." At the cafe, he couldn't stop smiling. "You changed everything for me. I actually feel smart now." "You've always been smart," I said quietly. I'll never forget how his expression softened or the way he looked at me in that moment. Without overthinking it, I kissed him right there. "Finally," he whispered against my lips, pulling me closer.